Alright, welcome everybody to one of the first series of videos from Iracing.com, focusing on our driver number 16, our current car, driven by Mario Anguiano. This is our first lap onto our South Carolina track at a night sky. Currently he is in 15th position, 11th position, all the way in the back. Now his goal is to not crash or to accumulate any negative points on his driving record. He wants to get a better record. Oh my goodness, we already have a nice pile up right in front. He brakes hard, trying to get out of the way, but does not manage to. In fact, he actually gets off the track. Tries to recover as much as possible. In that case, he wants to get as much of an advantage as possibly can, so he could be up in front of everybody. Now, I've spoken to the driver, Mario Anguiano, no relation, partially, other than the fact that we share the same mother and father. He spoke to me and mentioned that he is, I quote, awesome and everybody sucks, end quote. Now, I'm not sure his mentality, but he seems really focused. In fact, after watching this crash right here at this moment, he seems very focused, very determined to gain more positions. He could tell by his fierce concentration and driving style. I do have to note that we are currently eating gummy bears at the moment, and they are delicious. I'm not gonna stop. Okay, nice, lovely view on the front line. You can hear some of the cars in the background. So the series of videos are gonna focus on his career in iRacing. iRacing is a subscription-based career driving management game. Now you can treat it as a game, or as the other drivers treat it as more of a simulation, where you start all the way from the rookie class license, and you move yourself up to the Class D license. His goal, Mario Anguiano's goal right now, is to move up to obtaining his Class D license. In order to do that, he had to meet 3 criteria, such as race at a minimum of 4 official races and gain a safety rating of 3.0. His current safety rating stands at 2.54, and with each race he raises it about a point or 2 here and there. But of course, no race is perfect, and he has suffered some crashes in the past. Such crashes has lowered his safety rating, which he's trying to make up for. Our lovely view pit area at the moment. Another gummy bear in my mouth. Oh, there we go. Alright. Very delicious. Soft and chewy. They come from the bag that's like gold. The Haribo Bear Gold, and I'm pronouncing that right. Haribo. Golden Bear gummy candy. And hopefully you can sponsor this show and give me some money. Anyway, on to the race. Now, currently he is in a nice, perfect position. There, yeah, no cars behind him to focus on defending his position. And he has 2 cars in front of him, which he is trying to build up a nice buffer space so he does not collide. Now, this is the Rookie Series. As being the Rookie Series, as you saw in the beginning of lap 1, there's a high chance, a high probability of other cars crashing into one another or crashing into themselves. This is because not a lot of racers have the skill necessary to maneuver his vehicles going up over 150 miles an hour. So it does take time, it does take patience, but it does introduce a very predictable element early on, in that which you can always count at least in 1 crash at the very beginning, and allowing you to take advantage of such other cars' disadvantage and misfortune to take positions up ahead. As with most races, getting a higher position does yield higher points, but as Mario Anguiano is currently not in a racing league, that does not matter. All that matters at this point is for him to simply race a nice, clean, and safe race with no incidents whatsoever. Now, this is in fact influencing his driving style. He will not push unless he has a far clear advantage. And here we're currently on lap 11, 10. I couldn't see it, kind of fuzzy. Alright, nice inside cockpit view. Now his nice smooth steering is what you want in driving. Jerky movements do slow the car down and make it far more unpredictable to control your vehicle. So he's focusing on nice, smooth entry and exit from the turns. Trying to hit those apex, trying to shave off as many seconds as he possibly can. Every little bit counts. Now at this point, you can see in his mind, he's currently deciding whether he wants to push forward or he wants to stay back. It looks like the car in green is not letting him through. It's starting to block him off, which is car number 11. So, at this point, Mario's option to simply stay on one side of the track, letting his intentions be known around other drivers. While this is a fantastic safety measure, one should not assume that the other drivers know his intent. In fact, it is better to assume that every other driver is completely in their own little world, ignoring everything else around them. So, in such a high-speed driving race, it is important. Okay, lap 10. It is very important to maintain a high situational awareness behind you, from your left, right, and in front. As we saw at the very beginning, the reason the pile-up occurred was because the car in white, one of the cars in colored white, was beginning to turn into the turn and did not see the driver behind them where they both made contact. Where the car in white, his left back, the rear bumper collided with the car, another car's front right side. Okay. So at this point, Mario again has the pad taking over position. He's currently in sixth position. Not too bad. Not too bad for the rookie entry series. Again, of course, the key is to drive a nice, safe, and complete race. You get no points. In fact, you get a lot of negative points if you don't finish the race, and if you crash, if you occur massive incidents, he crashes. So again, key is driving a nice, safe lap. We are on lap 12 out of 20. With a few more laps to go. He is currently in fifth position. Our cameraman deciding what else to do. Trying to get the best visual angle for everybody around us. Once again, this broadcast is brought to you by these golden gummy bears. Very delicious, very soft and chewy, sweet. Absolutely love it. Kind of golden. I wish they had roll ties, so like a little tiny hat like Lincoln. But yeah, you can only hope and dream. Am I right? By the way, there's no one here, so I'm actually kind of talking to myself. Oh, except maybe count the gummy bears. Alright, back to lap 13 out of 20. You got a nice chase view camera angle there. Noticing how he is not as skillful. He is a good driver, but he's still not skillful. He is still a little bit apprehensive about hitting the apex turns from the corners. Now you can tell by that as he tries to move towards the apex of the corner, but hesitates by moving the steering wheel a little bit away from the corner. He needs to build up that confidence to do so. Now here we are involved in a chase. It's the car behind him is currently a little bit, car number 13 is a little bit more faster than Mario at the moment. He's gaining speed, following the nice, smooth racing line. But the jerky movements of his maneuvers, he's probably using like a keyboard to drive or a gamepad. One cannot tell. One cannot truly know. Alright, so at this moment, we have several options. Mario has several options. He could either continue defending his position by following a nice, defensive racing line, or he could relinquish his position by driving away from the ideal racing line and letting the person pass through. Now, both situations come with their plus and minuses. If he continues to defend his position, he's most likely not be able to focus on the road ahead and encounter a massive problem. Now, if he relinquishes his position, the only thing he loses is simply a spot. Currently, number 13 currently catching up. Slowly, little by little. Again, Mariano, number 16. One of the first few races into his early career in Iracing. Oh, looks like number 13 is going for the pass, inside corner. Wait, does he make it? No, he does not. Mario defensive position. Early on, trying to... Okay, now he is staying on the outside. He's staying on the outside of the turn. Oh my goodness, there's contact on the wall. There is contact. Oh my goodness, he lost a lot of speed. He came way too close to that wall. Delicious gummy bears. Way too close. So as we can see, Mario tried to get with the position. He could not have, he knew that the number 13 car was a little bit faster than him. So his option was to relinquish his position by going on the outside of turn 4. Fortunately, he made contact with the wall, and it was a close call. He could have easily lost car's balance. He could have easily spun out, and instead of currently being in 5th place, he would have ended up in dead last. Or in a far worse situation scenario, he could have caused a massive hollow for the car behind him. Alright, nice, good view of his front left tire. Not much wear and tear. We're currently on lap 19. Lap 19 after 20. And this does seem to conclude any other prospect of gaining or losing position. Now the good thing is that he will still maintain his 5th position, even though he got surpassed by car number 13. I'm reading my notes that car number 13 was actually a lap behind him. So his option this whole time for car number 13 was to let him go and pass by. If in a nice, much safer manner, and would have avoided such a crash. But of course, hindsight is 2020 whatsoever. And we are finally, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We have Margan has in fact crossed the finish line. Yep, I'm reading my notes. It is in fact the end of the race. So Mariano, congratulations, you have finished in 5th position. Nice, good race. There have been previous races where he has massively crashed and resulted in a did not finish or a DNF. But no, not this time. Completely safe driving. This will definitely raise his iRacing safety rating considerably. My estimations, according to my notes, is 1.1. 1.1. Alright, look into the pit area. He is coming in. Alright, he's getting some nice, encouraging comments from his pit crew. He's saying, alright, we don't have audio from that at the moment, but we will in the future. Such a wonderful race that we had today. And lovely Charlotte. And a nice night sky. Alright, here look at the standings. He is not in the league, so these points do not matter, but as always, it's fantastic that he obtained practice for his future endeavors. From all of us here in Denver, Colorado, I thank everybody for tuning in and watching to what I'm hoping will be a continuous series. And as this is, in fact, New Year's Day, I wish everybody Happy New Year's and on to a better future. So, as far as that, everyone, take care and goodbye.